Hey guys, welcome to The Basic Expert. This is John, and I wanted to make a review of a new tool that I found, or that I've had, and I finally started to mess around with, called TaleSpire. I'm always looking for new, interesting tools and ways for you guys as DMs and players to run your games, and this just seemed like a cool little interesting bit of technology. It is a 3D virtual tabletop. You can construct dungeons in this, roll dice. It has chat, supported chat. Control minis. It's like Roll20 on steroids in a lot of ways. Really interested. I don't think it's quite at a point where I want to run a game in it yet, and I still need to learn how to use it a bit more. But I think it's something that I eventually want to experiment with and do more with in the future, as far as running my my online games with friends that I do. So I'm going to take a step back here. And last half of this video, if you're not interested in watching me build this map, it's at 2x speed, because it'd be too long if it was 1x. This video is already too long. But if you're not interested in that, you can skip to the second part where I talk about how more features regarding it, final thoughts, a little more about minis and how all that kind of stuff works. So, yeah, I hope this video is interesting to you. And you enjoy watching me make this really cool little battle map in TaleSpire. So I'm going to cut out, put some music on, and you guys can just kind of watch this little map be made. Hey guys, John here. This is the Basic Expert, and you just saw the video of me, or the sped up time lapse of me building this dungeon. I didn't want to show it in real time because that would just be too boring, but I really like the software. It's called TaleSpire, and it's pretty cool. To me, it's like having awesome 3D terrain, like Dwarven Forge level stuff. But you can run it digitally with your games, and I mean, it's really cool. You have all kinds. I'll go through some of the features that I've discovered in this. I'm still learning how to use this software, but before I even consider ever running a game in this, it's like reading a rule book, right? You want to make sure you know the ins and outs of how to do everything in it before you do that. So. I really rather like it. I will say that the one thing that is a bummer is that everyone in your group will have to buy it if they want to control their own figure and yada yada yada. So you have to allow. The other way around it is to get one of your players to buy it, and if you're playing online, they could stream their screen to the other players on Discord or whatever it is that you're playing on, and move the figures and all that stuff for them. Ideally, though, you probably want everyone in here because it does have dice rolling functions here. So you can throw dice around here and roll, and you'd probably ideally want everyone to have their own dice. Otherwise, there's bots in Discord that can roll dice too. But part of the fun of this is that you have 3D dice in here as well, which is really neat. But yeah, I built this in maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, just messing around with it. The software is cool in that it does offer very good tutorials throughout all this. You have on almost every topic here, and it gives you like a little video. So like if you go into the building and you want to look in the library, it gives you like a little video. It gives you the commands that you would use and a little video of where it's at. So I think as far as learning the software is concerned, I got up and going pretty quick. It's pretty easy and pretty great. It explains it really well. They did, I think, a very fantastic job on making this work for those of us that might be a little more technologically disinclined, I guess. So I like the interface when you've watched me work. When you're in build mode, you can like open up your library and you have like your tiles here, which is separated out by lots of different various things. And then you have like your minis. You have lots of different minis, and you can see lots of different options here. Dragon folk. I don't actually see dragons in here, but maybe it's in monstrous. It's probably here in monstrous. Huh. Well. Oh, here we go. Here's your dragon. But yeah, you have minis. You have various cool monstrosities here. I think almost everything you'd need to run most fantasy role-playing games. And the cool thing is that there will be, they already have announced that there'll be, I think in November, they're working on cyberpunk and sci-fi stuff as well, which is still a ways out, but will be released for this as well. So you'd be able to do all of, everything that I just did with sci-fi and cyberpunk stuff, which is pretty cool. I would love to run an online Traveler game with some of my friends, and so being able to do Traveler, a sci-fi game in this, would be pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, the other option I've seen people do with this is, let me show you some of the features that you have here. So, well, let's go through this side over here. So you have atmospheric settings here. Let's go into play mode so you can see everything. You can change the sky. You can change the color. That's just darkness green, so it looks all creepy and whatever, or default sky. And you can change the time of day. You can change how foggy it is. exposure. You can do post effects, so you can make it look warmer. You got all kinds of stuff. Frozen for your snow games. If they're in the wilderness, have it on none. You can change where the sun is, so shadows. Really cool. You also have music here. I won't play any because I don't know if it'll get copyright struck here on YouTube. I don't want to mess with that. But yeah, it is pretty cool what you have here as far as ambiance here. I wish there was maybe a little more like rain would be cool, like some effects like that. There's snow tiles. I didn't build a snow tile system, but that would have been cool to have as well. Let's see what is bleach here. Greens. Isolated red. Enchanted. I remember enchanted looked kind of cool. Anyways, so those are some of the effects that you have there, and then you have your musical effects here that you are able to do. The cool thing that is about this is that you can invite people to your game. Forget how. There's your dice, unique creatures. If your players are in the game, let's say I'm playing the barbarian and it's my turn to go, I can actually like walk my barbarian around on the map. And it is like, that is just such a cool concept to me. So they can like walk around, let's say you get to here, and then it even has, I believe it even has an attack thing here. You have hit point trackers on it. There is I don't want to kill it. Stop it. All right. There is some kind of animation that you can do that little emotes, all kinds of stuff. Turn a torch on, so when they're dungeon crawling, they can crawl around. And then you can see I put some lights around in here too. I think when the players are playing, they can do that. But I just love the ability that like players can move around like this in the game world. I just think that is so cool, and that as the game master, like I can do that with my monsters too. Like that's just so cool to me. Let's see. Stuff disappears like this, which is nice, so when the players are kind of going in, stuff doesn't get out of the way, or stuff gets out of the way for them as they go around the map. And then obviously you can, so it's, I think that this is like just the coolest thing ever. I don't know, again, maybe it's too video gamey, but I really like it. I just think it's so cool. Again, like I said, you do have dice, so I can do that and throw it out there. I can roll multiples of dice. Let's say I want to roll 2d8. There you go. It doesn't do any of your modifiers, and then the way you right click on it to remove any dice that you don't want on there. It doesn't do your modifiers, so. And there's no place for a character sheet in this, so players are going to have to, I mean, obviously, like this guy has his hit points here, which I can edit these as the GM. I can put them at, 4 out of 4, whatever, I think if you're familiar with most virtual tabletops in that regard, this is going to feel pretty familiar, but, yeah, that the ability to just walk around the map, that blew my mind when I discovered that. And again, like I said, maybe too video gamey for some people, but I think that it's really cool. So you can roll dice. It doesn't do your modifiers, so players will have to have their character sheets in person or someplace else. So that's kind of a bummer. It would have been nice if modifiers could be taken into account here, but we don't have it can't be perfect. So another cool thing that you have is you can go into photo mode by pressing F6, and you get like your freeform camera. You can move around with the WASD keys like you would in any game. You click the center mouse button to sort of change what you're looking at, and I believe you can use this to go up and down here, and you can change like the focal distance. You can use page up and page down to do it too. Change the aperture. You can add vignette, and then here too you can also play with the lighting as you see fit, which is cool. And add your post effects, all the same ones that you had before. So again, really, really cool thing with this. And then to exit, I think you just hit F6 again. You can get out. Spacebar brings up your menu, and you're back to where you were before, editing this however you want. So yeah, I think I want to eventually run a game in this. I'm not sure what game. Like I said, Traveler would be fun. I was thinking of doing a classic Traveler game in this with some friends, but I don't know. This software is like perfect. The ability to move with your minis, in my opinion, makes it perfect for like a dungeon crawl kind of game, because you can construct interior dungeons, all that kind of stuff. It's so cool. And then you enter build mode over here. You have your build layer, so you can drop bricks on various levels. So you could start higher, build like a natural entrance like this, like into maybe a dungeon, and then you can actually go down. So the players are actually it's all one big thing, and the players can just go down into it. You can copy or paste in code. So like if I want to share this, I could copy the code like that, and I could post it online. Someone else that maybe wants to use this map in their game could paste it into their game, and everything will pop up, and they're able to play on this map with everything in there as it is. So it is, in my opinion, it's like if they can get this down to being like perfect, and once they get the sci-fi stuff, I might be ditching most other virtual tabletops for this if I can. Even if I have to stream my GM screen, I can know like where traps are in my notes maybe, and you're not gonna have the fun animations and stuff like that you otherwise would, so you're not getting the full benefit. But the ability to play around in 3D space like this with really cool terrain is just this is like, I don't know, this is just so cool. And I love finding little bits of technology like this that I feel can be useful to you guys out there running games. So yeah, tell me what you think. Would you use this software for your possible virtual games? I guess the biggest issue I have is that it is everyone does have to buy it in order to play it. I wish there was like a free player version or like a discounted player version, and then upgrade to like a GM version. But I get why they're doing it. They got to make money, but that would be very nice, I think, if there was either a free or a cheaper player version. So I think this software is like $30. Trying to get each player to spend $30 on this is, that you have to have a committed group for that. or even asking one of your players to do it, or one of them wants to step up. I guess you could all pull your resources into that one person doing it, so that everyone can stream. But yeah, it's still so cool. Anyways, what do you guys think? Would you run a game in this? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's too video game like? Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Until the next video, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.